Hi there, and here Daniel Scranton channels the creators, and we talk about how to transverse space-time, how to develop your clear abilities, sacred site work, doing Earth grid work, bifurcation of Earth timelines, ET disclosure, ET open contacts, and at the very end you hear the most important announcement in the entire universe. You're gonna love it. I got some very interesting questions all set up. So I think we have an hour for today.
Yep.
Okay. So if you can channel in the creators.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes.
Because there is no space and time where you guys are, do you guys already know how this conversation is going to go before it has started? If so, or if not, is there any opening remarks that you would like to make based off of my current vibration?
Yes, we will understand how this whole interaction will unfold through the unfoldment of it, because even within it there is still free will that will be utilized by you. There is still Daniel involved. He is an X factor in how he does with translating us and staying in the deep state of meditation that he gets into with these interactions. And so there are lots of factors involved in this, but we overall want to say to you that we feel your enthusiasm. We feel your openness to us. In other words, you knew that you wanted to speak with us specifically, which means that you have a very positive expectation for what you're going to get out of this. And certainly your higher self, who is also involved in this, knows what you want to talk about. And he is very excited for the unfoldment and to see your reactions to what you get, and how that then changes the questions or adds to the follow-up questions that you're going to get. We want you to know that you've been on this very positive path for quite some time now, and you will be finding more and more people and circumstances coming to fruition for you because of the movement forward that you continue to consciously take on your ascension journey.
Beautiful. Thank you. Daniel knows me by my name, Daryl Ng, but I actually know that my energetic signature vibration name is Aleok. Is that a fractal of my higher self, or is that the name of my higher self?
It's a fractal.
It's a fractal. Okay. Can the creators tell me what density Aleok originated from?
Seventh.
That's actually what I thought. Okay, cool. Great confirmation. Yes. Okay. And so me, Daryl Ng, I am right now developing a lot of clear skills. I'm channeling, I'm giving divine information, and I'm also developing a lot of clear skills. Mostly I'm claircognizant. I just get answers instantly. And it's so much so that when I watch other channelers, other great channelers like Daniel and other great channelers throughout the world do interviews, and I read their books and they're on interviews, I get the answers as they're channeling the information. And it happens like 99% of the time. And what I'm finding is um, that I'm just getting a lot of downloads of information, and in some ways, right before this call, I was having a hard time deciding what questions to ask because I get everything answered immediately to me, which is kind of ironic and weird. Um, but um, but I love talking to channelers because they give me confirmation of the information
Yes,
that I'm getting in, and it's great to have intelligent conversation with channel beings. So can you please
indeed.
comment on that?
That is because of your alignment that you get into as well whenever you are receiving channeled information. So you're watching these videos and you're excited, you're in alignment, you are more open to your higher mind and the downloads that are always available to you, but you put yourself in that state where the claircognizant experience of that information can come to you. It's always available to you, of course, and you're always going to be interested in what's coming from the higher realms now that you're awake spiritually. So, this interest that you have in channel material will continue to be explored by you.
Excellent. Is there anything you recommend for me to quicken that or to make that grow faster, or is everything just unfolding in the perfect amount and perfect timing as per my higher self wants it to? Us on earth, we always want more, more, more. We always want to bite off more than we can chew sometimes, but is there any practical advice you can give me to develop my skills faster or more?
And keep asking questions and getting other people to ask questions to you so that you can see how accessible the energies and answers are to you.
Correct. Yeah, that resonates. And one thing I'm also getting is that have fun, right? I mean, I have so much fun with this, and when they ask me questions
Yeah.
where I answer it, I'm just having a lot of fun. So that brings up my vibration. So that just makes everything
Yes.
happen and pop up. Uh, so that resonates with me. Okay.
Good.
Um, because my clear abilities, my psychic abilities are coming up, just popping up left and right, and they're just not ordinary clear skills. They are clear skills that humans don't know of are popping up. I mean, they're not like the regular clear skills that have to do with the human senses. They are really just different clear skills that are opening up, not just for me, for everyone, but they're opening up for me. So right now, I'm kind of at a funny spot where strangers are coming up to me and they're telling me, these are strangers, that their spirit guides told them to contact me so that they can learn from me. And I take them on as students, or I coach them, and it's because I just have a open heart, and I don't like saying no to people, although I probably
Yes.
should learn a little more discretion about that. And I know that the service that I give is priceless. I know my value, and I know that in some ways I should charge for it because of the energetic vibration. But the fact of
Yes.
it is that I'm well off right now. I'm financially well off, so I don't need to charge them, nor do I want to charge them. Um, I want to give out my gifts, service, knowledge, wisdom, whatever I have, give it out in love. I have even given out money to these students so that they can go see other channelers and get other gifts, from other channelers that I can't provide that service to, because I just want to give out in love and help spread knowledge and wisdom. Um, but then there is a thing back about vibration of you got to have skin in the game. So again, and I talked to Daniel about this, is that when I give people money, I don't expect them to pay me back. I expect the universe to pay me back, right? So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
like I'm putting it out, and the universe will pay it back to me tenfold. So, like that. So that's my accounting system. But then for the receiver of my gifts, money, wisdom, whatever, do they have to, am I shortchanging them because they didn't put money in, or is them giving me appreciation, or them giving the universe appreciation, them providing something on the table, skin on the game?
Are you talking about when you're giving them the free channelings that you're giving them, or when you're handing them money?
Both. I've done both.
When you're channeling for people who come up to you and ask for your help, you can look at it in this way. They're getting something that they want. You're getting something that you want, because you're at the point now where you're not doing it professionally, and you don't have to do it professionally, but you do enjoy doing it.
Yes.
And you do enjoy the practice of having someone there who will be appreciative no matter what they get from you, because you're giving it away for free. And
Yes.
so you can relax, you can be at ease, and let whatever comes to you flow. Now, we see that as a fair exchange. Now, when you're handing people money so they can go and see a channeler and pay for a channeler, and this is something that they're not asking you for. They're not coming to you and saying, hey, can you give me the money to pay for the session, correct?
Correct. I just offer it to them.
You just offer it. So
Yeah.
because you're just offering it, you are their manifestation of
Okay.
something that they wanted coming to fruition. And that's perfectly fine energetically to do that without seeing it as you robbing them of the opportunity to manifest that money themselves.
Excellent. That feels good to me, and that feels right. So I'm all for it. That sounds great.
Yes.
Okay. So with my gifts or clear psychic gifts popping up, one thing that's coming very clear to me is that I am also going to do grid work for the earth. I am very much in tune to going to sacred sites and opening portals or making contact with various extraterrestrials, or just being there in residence to give out codes that are within my body, to give them out to indigenous people and to receive codes from the sacred sites. It's all done for out of love and to help the grid around the earth and help
Yes.
connect that, and
Yes.
basically to help humanity raise to the fourth density. Any comments on that?
You're going to be meeting the right people, having the right experiences all through this pursuit of yours to also be of service and do what is most compelling to you, that you feel most drawn to do. So continue to listen to that inner guidance that points you in the directions of those places and those opportunities, because it will always be leading you also to the next level of your consciousness.
Excellent. Okay. So along that lines, there's been kind of a new miracle possibility opening that came to my attention. I was told early on that I just felt it, that I'm supposed to go to Machu Picchu
Yes.
and do grid work there and work with the indigenous population there to do everything I said about spreading codes and opening vortex and helping ETs come down. And a magical event invite just opened up for me, and I'm going to go there in
Yes.
September. And it's with a group. It's a fascinating event. I mean, I early on this year I had a bunch of conditions that I will go to Mount Perpetu if these kind of miracles opened up, and they
Yes.
opened up, and this trip all lined up, and it looks like I am going there in September. And it's basically an event that's pre-organized because I didn't want to organize an event to go to Mount Picchu. It's
Yes.
a event that's pre-organized that's going to have elder shamans around the world come there and do ceremonies on Machu Picchu. Is exactly kind of like what my inner vision told me that I need to go there to help do. And
Yes.
this invitation magically opened up. Um, and I get that what I'm supposed to do is also invite other channelers and psychics. So I'm actually going to invite Daniel. I didn't tell Daniel this, but I'm going to give him a flyer, and it's up to him to decide if he wants to go or not. Now I'm going to invite other channelers and psychics that I know to go. Can you tell me, or whoever's listening to this, the benefits of that trip, that sacred site trip to Mount Picchu, where I imagine what I downloaded is that we're going to be working on a key access point in Mount Picchu with a bunch of indigenous elder shamans. We're going to be opening up vortexes, connecting ley lines. We're going to bring in the dragon energy. We're going to welcome ETs, or at least try to open the doorway for the blending or the bridging, and do a lot of fun other stuff. So can you give me more insight to what you foresee happening on that trip?
We see an up-leveling of your vibration that will be permanent, that you will not only be existing in a higher vibrational state while you are there, but also that you will be receiving attunements and activations to keep you in a higher vibrational state when you return back to New York. You'll be taking, of course, the energies of Machu Picchu with you back to New York, and also working with the grid lines there to plant in more of what you'll pick up from the shaman and from the ceremonies and from the access points and portals that are there in Machu Picchu. You'll also be sending out a gigantic signal to all the ETs around that this is happening, that you're gathered there to assist them with their contact with humanity, and that's going to have a huge impact on the timeline for the first contact experience for all of humanity. It's exactly these types of events that spur on humanity's readiness as a whole society for ET contact.
Can you tell me more about my specific role in that event? I mean, I kind of get that I'm supposed to open portals. I'm supposed to welcome in the dragon energy. I'm supposed to help bridge the consciousness of various ETs that are in my lineage. I'm supposed to just do whatever I can. I'm supposed to just be there, right? It's just my presence alone is going to do the vibration of helping, but it would probably help if I activate it with light language, if I do hand mudras, if I do whatever my incentive tells me to do. So can you elaborate more on my role? If nothing else, just to reinforce what I'm downloading that's supposed to be doing?
Yes, keeping your crown chakra open and feeling yourself, seeing yourself as a conduit for those higher frequency energies to come in and run through you and out the soles of your feet, palms of your hands, and your mouth, as well as you're speaking light language and you're making the hand gestures, the hand movements as well, to add that energy to what others will be adding as well, to synergistically come together with the downloads and offerings of the shaman, so that there's enough energy there to really get the attention of even more beings throughout the galaxy who are saying, hey, look at Earth, look what's going on there, look how they are taking their power and using it for good.
Got you. Got you. Um, I kind of know the answer to this question, but can you speak to Daryl as a human? Because Daryl as a human still has human fears and has worries about, oh, is it going to be safe there? Is it, am I going to get mugged or bad or stuff like that? I mean, I just have these human fears, but yet on a soul level, I kind of know that all my guides are protecting me. And I know that if I just keep a high vibration, none of these irrational fears of, I mean, I even have fear of like, getting sick from diarrhea, because of the human biological system of that, there. But can you speak to that element of human fear? But I also know from an internal connection level that all is fine and that I am and everyone in this world is being looked after by their guides. But can you say some words about human fear or my human fear, even if they're irrational?
Yes, you want to talk yourself out of those. Each time some thought like that comes up, you want to talk yourself out of it and just remind yourself in the ways that you have been that you're being taken care of, that this is bigger than you, and you're going to be with a group also that is all holding a higher vibration, that you will use whatever experiences that you do have along the journey, whether positive or negative, for your spiritual evolution as well.
Great.
But continue to counter the unwanted thought, continue to pivot from those with a thought that is more to the kind of vibration that you want to be in while you're there, and even right now, that you acknowledge, all right, this is still here, it's still present, it's okay that these thoughts come in, but I can consciously offer a better feeling one that will align me more with the circumstances and events that I want to experience.
I've already kind of had this conversation with Daniel and other channel beings, but I'm going to revisit it. And that is that I am very fluent with densities and, according to the channel being raw. And I understand that there are a very low percentage of service to self, fourth density beings that want fear and control. And I understand that most beings in higher densities are service to others and they're all about love and togetherness. But I do have fear that the service to self, then beings in the fourth density are trying to instill, are trying to target those of us who really want to spread love in this third density Earth transition. Um, but I get that they're neutralized right now, right? I mean, as long as I or anyone like me keeps up a high vibration of love and peace, they can't enter our vibration because even though they want to do the last stand of fear and control, which we're going to talk about because I think that's kind of like happening on the rural stage right now. But for now, the conversation, they can't interfere with me, right? Because my vibration is kind of very high, and I'm just need to stay focused and loving and a high vibration.
Yes, and also you can remind yourself that only focusing on them would bring them into your experience. That, first of all, you have to take into consideration when the Law of One was channeled. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's in the 80s.
Yes, and now you're in 2025.
Yeah, yeah,
That gives all of those entities a long time in which
Hmm.
to evolve and become more of their true selves, which they
Yes,
have done because this is a universal ascension and because playing the role of the bad guy gets old after a while. And
true.
they've wanted to change, they've wanted to feel more of that alignment with source, which they get when they are of the light and focusing on the light. And you always can be a part of that process as well by holding that space for them, by seeing them as getting what they need to continue to grow, expand, and evolve, which is ultimately going to happen one way or another.
Yes. I believe that, and I downloaded basically that. I downloaded that it's already happened, right? We already made that tipping point, and that we are on a trajectory where the service to others, the love path, is gonna has already tipped in humanity. We're gonna make it. In other words, I mean that's what I get. So that's actually a great segue into where we are in this point in time of 2025. And we talked a bit about this dividing of Earth, right? It's not just dividing of Earth from two Earths. There are many different Earths, but basically they're splitting apart in polarity, right? Those of lower consciousness
Yes.
are going to a lower consciousness Earth-like being, and then those of higher consciousness are evolving into a Earth that Earth has evolved in its consciousness. So there's going to be syncing up a vibration. That being said, 2025 is kind of like a very topsy turvy transition period, right? We're seeing
Yes.
a lot of changes, right? Basically, I see it that even though it feels really kind of shitty right now, the changes are good because we are basically seeing corruption and dirt that's been there for centuries, that's been brewing underneath our sight for centuries, and now we're seeing it come to the surface, and it's yucky and stinky and poopy, but we need it to come to the surface so that we can see it, so that we can pop it, so to speak, like boil, and then it can
Yes.
heal to a better spot. So that's kind of what I see 2025 as. It's this necessary time of change, and change is good. It's what we want, and we're going to get to a better spot in the future. But right now, it's a change of energy, and
Yes.
you can ride that change of energy like a tidal wave and surf it and have fun, or you can stand there and get clobbered by it and just bulldoze. And I understand and respect a lot of people who are going to take their exit and leave this earth because they're in different vibration. So can you speak to what I just said about the year 2025 and the vibration and how this actually all is going to work out for us?
Yes, it's a continuation of what you've seen throughout the entire decade of the 2020s, of there being a need to expose what has been boiling, simmering beneath the surface, letting it come to the surface now, letting it all come to fruition so that everyone can look at it and can have their experience of it. It's important for you all to also have compassion for those who don't get that yet and will still be suffering in their resistance to what's happening in the world and in their lives, and to hold space for them and see them as ultimately getting what they need as they see what they've had faith in crumbling around them.
Terrific. We've also discussed how disclosure from government about ETs and open contact of ETs worldwide is going to happen. We were talking about a timeline where it will be probable to happen, maybe late 2027 to 2033. Is there any update or anything you can tell us about that situation of open contact and disclosure of the government?
The government will have no choice but to continue to disclose more and more information. A lot of that will be happening in the next couple of years because, yes, 2027 is still a very solid date for an initial contact experience that will help everyone on the planet to recognize that they're not alone in the universe. From that moment of that recognition, things will depend on how people respond to it. Of course, you can always respond in the way that you know you will respond, which is excitement and joy and love and peace and all the things that you'll feel in your heart. And so you'll likely be shifting to an even higher timeline than the one you'll be on when that initial contact experience happens. And some people will be responding in fear-based ways, and that will be really a demarcation point for this split that you'll be seeing with people jumping timelines and some people going to an even more polarized timeline than the one they were on. So you just keep your head above water and keep focusing on what you want to experience, and know that you'll be on a timeline where that contact that leads to them setting foot on your soil will be accelerated from 2027 on.
You actually just answered my next question, but I'm going to repeat the question just for extra vibration. And that is, I was going to ask, what can I do and what can other people do to help that goal of open contact and disclosure? I downloaded exactly what you said about me, keeping my vibration up, keeping it on me and keeping me happy and not trying to control the outside world. But I also get other details, like it's good for me just to come out publicly and truthfully and just say what I have to say, and whoever it resonates with, it's fine, and whoever doesn't, it's fine. But I think it's also good for other people to come out of the closet, so to speak, and to step forward with their knowledge, spirituality, and their wisdom, and they, they're in their hearts knowing about ETs, and coming forward and being public about that. But I also get,
Yes.
look, everyone's up to their own thing and their own timing. Uh, do you want to comment on that?
Yes, you will ultimately be able to influence people by letting your freak flag fly, so to speak, and saying what it is that you believe to be true. You'll be giving other people permission to do the same, also validating them. And it is still seen as kooky
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
talking about ETs, and like it looks like you're in a cult or something when you have that type of belief. But you can say, you know, I realize all of that and I want to do this anyway because it's important to me to express my feelings and to allow anyone who resonates with what I have to say to find me.
True. And I know that I have family situation that's very challenging, and they're just a very challenging bunch. But again, it's like what you just said. Just say, look, just be honest from the heart. Just say what is in you. And again, I'm telling myself that I can't control my family or what they think. The only thing I can, or what other people think, the only thing I can control is myself and my internal vibration. Is that accurate?
Indeed. You have no
Yeah,
control over anything that happens once you put something out there, but you can accept their responses to it. You can say, you know what, I accept that as your truth, and that's perfectly fine. And I expected it even. And I know there are plenty of things that we still can talk about and have in common and relate to each other on. So don't think that I've gone so overboard here that you won't be able to have a normal, grounded conversation with me about day to day life experiences on Earth.
terrific. I'm glad you guys are the creators, because this question is a creators kind of question. I mean, very high level, and that is that I get that Earth is a unique experiment, and all the incarnations on Earth are part of that unique experiment. The experiment is this investigation into separation and duality, that there is no other planet in or galactic species that are feeling the diverse polarization as we do on Earth right now. And it's a wonderful, terrific lotto game that we've all volunteered to be on here. And it's the lotto game of being put into this place where we have disconnection to our higher selves and separation and polarization. And it's a wonderful game of us coming together and realizing that we are all one, and that to see through the game, the matrix, so to speak, to understand that we are all one and we are all to love each other, even though our societies might be polarized and in war. That's all not real. The only thing that's real is internal and us and our vibration, because Earth is the game on Earth is that everything is controlled by internally. It's not the external conditions that control us. It's what emanates from inside our vibration that controls the outside world. Is that what the creators foresee that's happening on Earth?
Well said. Yes, very well put. That your version of Earth, whatever version of Earth that you're experiencing, is your own creation and it is your own experience. It is very unique to you. And everyone gets to have their own. And you come into places where you agree on certain things, that certain commonalities of experience are there, but you
Yeah.
don't have to get everyone to agree with you on which version of Earth they're experiencing or you're experiencing, because it is all an illusion, it is all a game, and everyone's playing it in their own way.
Correct. And when we incarnate into a physical body on Earth, we have incarnated, our soul does, knowing the rules of the game, knowing the rules of this 3D
Yes.
world, and knowing that we have to initially abide by the common collective ideas of community, of the Earthlings.
Yes.
We incarnate on Earth knowing that there is gravity, right? Because that's a common
Yes.
collective knowledge. So there are um, Newtonian physics that are involved on Earth, and there are
Yes.
rule sets that are involved on Earth. However, if we learn to break out of this game, or at least modify this game of duality and polarity, we can learn to bend those rules or access other rules, such as having our psychic skills, right? We can have open our minds and open our menu to have other rule sets that are beyond typical Earthlings. And
Yes.
that's kind of what I see, that those of us that are channeling or developing psychic skills, that's what we're doing. We're breaking out of the common 3D, common collective consciousness idea of rule sets, and we're expanding that to be more of our true creator sense of having all these psychic skills and clear gifts that we really do have naturally. We just don't remember that we have them because we've incarnated into a human body with the plan of forgetting that we could, so that we can discover that we can. Is that what's happening?
Yes. It's exactly what's happening. And those of you who choose to be on the leading edge are also showing others what is possible and allowing them the opportunity to go beyond their initial beliefs or the widely held beliefs of society.
Gotcha, gotcha. And again, what I get is that no matter what we do, it's fine. It's all going to work out. So you might as well just have fun in it. I mean, everything is
Yes.
perfect. No matter what, you can't make a wrong decision. Nothing in the universe is wrong. Um, if there's a war, if your neighbor's killing another neighbor, that is their individual
Choice.
plan in their life. I
Yes.
mean, it's their choice. It's their self-sovereignty bubble. We are only responsible for us, for oneself, and internally to make our vibration high. That's the most powerful
Yes.
thing in our Earth design to
Yes.
control, to influence the outside world is your inside. It's your inside
Yes.
vibration.
Yes. Absolutely true. And you can see everyone else as being right where they're supposed to be when they're having an experience that you wouldn't choose for yourself. That's the experience that they need to have for whatever reason that they chose to have, and that it serves them in some way to have it so that you don't break down in tears and curl up into a ball every time you hear about or see something awful happening on your planet that you would not choose for yourself.
Correct. And I also get you can even take that one step further and drop down to your knees and have gratitude that they're doing that. Have gratitude that they are having that existence just to show you a mirror of yourself, to show you the opportunity that you're not killing your neighbor, you're not doing that. So whatever they're doing is for your benefit, to show you, to reflect to you a part
Yes.
of you and is benefiting you. And that no matter what happens on the outside world, be it a great blessing, happy event, or a tragic event, it's all happening for you. It's all
Indeed.
happening to benefit you. And you can just have gratitude toward everything and everyone on the outside world. That actually raises your vibration and
Yes.
makes you manifest a better world outside.
Well said, because they are agreeing to play that role for you of murderer and murder victim. It's absolutely true.
Yes, yes, yes. Terrific. I That's kind of what I download and feel in my heart is happening. And again, I love verification from channel beings, because I know what you guys are saying are true. So it's just
Yes.
terrific. It's terrific. Okay, so the last topic is kind of a fun one. It's hybrid star children. So we on Earth hear a lot about females' experience about it, and what we hear is that some females report being abducted and having hybrid kids and taken to a different dimension, and then after X period of time they have a mysterious miscarriage, but their baby is really um, in a different dimension as a hybrid child. And some females feel traumatized by that, and some don't. I get what's happening, and what I get is happening is that everything is according to a soul contract. If that happens, chances are it's because they're part of that. They have had a soul agreement with that ET
Yes,
race
they
in order to do
absolutely
that.
have.
It's
Yes.
yeah, 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 and and I understand the human female maternal love of feeling connected, even though it's kind of a different level. But I understand that connection of, well, like if I have a kid, I want to know my kid and stuff like that. So no judgment. I understand and respect their feelings, whether or not they feel that they should be a connection or not a connection. That's all individual based off of them. So I am going
Yes.
to pivot this conversation and talk about me. Do I have any star children out there? I mean, I'm a male, and we're not traumatized if our sperm gets taken out, and it's just on Earth. It's different between males and females. I actually don't mind if they want to if I have a genetic contract to give my sperm to galactic beings out there,
Yes.
except that I would like them to be a service to other galactic being and not, an evil, service to
Yes.
self galactic being. But I don't mind my genetics being passed on that way. So do I have hybrid children out there that are based off of my Daryl body of incarnation of genetics, and am I donating out there and have star children? I mean, I gotta tell you, I don't have any strong feelings either way. I kind of think it'll be cool, but I actually don't know. Are you okay, Dan?
Well, the answer, yes, he is. The answer, of course, is yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And you were part of that hybridization program from a young age.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've never had this thought even enter my mind. I've heard the situation described by females, and I always thought, well, it's interesting there. So now I'm digesting the information that I do have star hybrid kids out there.
Yes.
And so now does this open up, now that I know this, because I trust you and I know that what you're saying is true, now does this open up the possibility of me interacting with my star children?
Yes.
Okay.
It will happen in this lifetime.
It will happen. Okay.
It will happen.
It will happen. Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that process to make it happen, or should I just meditate and find out for myself? Or,
how you will meet them?
Yeah.
They'll be part of that group that lands when the ships land. All the hybrid children will be coming.
Very interesting. I've never thought that I would have a hybrid kid, because actually in this Earth body, I had very traumatic experience with my father, and I swore I would never have any Earth kids just to fuck him with the genes and not pass off his genes. But now we're talking about a whole different dimension here, right? We're talking about me passing on
these
my
are higher
vibration of my
beings.
genes.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So you're basically telling me that I'm a dad.
You are. Yes. And it's not in the traditional way, so it's not 50% of your DNA and 50% of a female ET's DNA. This is the very old hybridization program that was initiated by the Greys in the 40s and has continued on into the 2000s. That results in you having a certain percentage of your DNA as a part of the makeup of several children.
Very interesting. And again, from what I know about the Greys, they are on a service to others path because of their history, and I don't have to worry that my genetics is being sent to a destructive service to self bunch. So I understand the history of the Greys, so I'm very cool with it. Wow. So the only thing now is that I got to tell my dog Silver that she's not the only child, that I have other kids.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Well, excellent. I think that is the best note to end on. So I'm a dad.
Yes.
I'm a dad. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, then that actually gives me another reason to look forward to open contact, right? I mean, I was going to do it just to help humanity raise to the fourth density, but now that I know I'm a dad and I'm going to meet my kid, that gives me something to look forward to and work towards. So that is super cool. Excellent.
Yes, it
excellent.
Is.
And I guess that that is actually just a message to other people watching here too, that if they're connected to me or high vibration and wanting love to raise to the fourth density and other galactic beings, then they are probably a dad or a mother of other galactic beings, right? Because they're high vibrating, want to spread love. So it's also not only a great news for me to learn I'm a
Yes,
dad, but this little light flickering that maybe they're a dad too, or they're a mother too, because we're
indeed.
all about spreading happiness and love.
Absolutely. Perfectly said.
Excellent, excellent. Uh,
Yeah.
are there any closing remarks that you guys want to make? I mean, this is wow. You guys are just telling me I'm a dad.
Yes. Much, much more excitement and surprises to come for you. And thank goodness you are on a conscious path where you get to enjoy all the changes that you have to come there on earth. And you will embrace them and become even a pioneer, become one who shows others the way, who trailblazes through the fear and anxiety around ET contact and volunteers to connect with them and to show everyone else that they are perfectly safe and harmless to be in the presence of.
Excellent. I love that. I love you. Uh,
Yes.
thank you for all that you do and your wisdom and your love. Just shooting it back out to you guys in the universe.
Very good. Much love to you as well. We are the creators and we love you very much.
Excellent. So I'm sure you heard that. I guess I should give you a cigar or something because I'm a dad, or whatever
Yeah,
it is. But I love that. I actually didn't know that I was going to love that. The thought just
it's
popped
cool,
into my
huh?
mind before such like hybrid kids. It's like, okay, I've heard females talk about it, but that must mean that they're getting it from guys too. So it's
Yeah,
like, do I have
they
hybrid
needed us
kids?
too. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So wow, so
yeah.
that's kind of cool. That is very cool, and it makes me happy. Uh, and it makes me look forward to open contact, and I just love it. I just love it. Thank you.
Me too. Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, and thank you, Daniel, for everything you do. Just
Yeah, my pleasure.
love to you.
Much love to you, Daryl.
Hi there. As I said in the video, we got this magical invite to go to Machu Picchu September 11th through the 29th, where we're going to be working with elder shamans throughout the world who are gathered there in order to do this grid work on Gaia and shoot out energy to the universe to contact ETs of various species. Hopefully my hybrid kids will drop in also, but we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. So I'm inviting anyone who has very, very high Akashic reading skills, channeling skills, psychic skills, healing skills to apply to be a part of this group. And just send me an email at ambassadordaryl@gmail.com and write down what your skills are, and I will send you the application with the itinerary, with the pricing. And if you're very, very high skilled in your woo-woo wish, I'm sure we can fast track you and put you right in the middle of things because that's what we want, and it's going to be a lot of fun.